Hello, everyone. My name is Ali Pakes, and the organization that I decided to interview for this project was Days for Girls. We believe in a world where periods are never a problem. That is a quote directly from Days for Girls, and this is kind of their mission statement. This is what they really stand by and what they tell all volunteers. Days for Girls is a nonprofit organization who strives to end period poverty. Days for Girls' whole mission is to make periods easily accessible for women all over the world and to educate on sexual education, reproductive, and menstrual health. Volunteers do anything from sewing reusable pads to making Days for Girls kits or even going on distribution trips. This group has been working around the clock to provide period products and services for people who menstruate. They have severely impacted more than 2.4 million people in 144 countries, such as Haiti and Kenya. I would just like to give a special shout out to Wendy Wetzel. She was amazing, and she is the person that I interviewed for this project. I'm very lucky to have the chance to interview Wendy Wetzel, a team member and team leader for the Flagstaff, Arizona team, as well as a regional representative for Days for Girls International. Wendy has taught me a lot about putting passion and love and just a lot of pride into your work. Wendy has been a part of Days for Girls for a while, so the whole time she's been a part of this organization, it's never really felt like work to her. This is more of an outlet that she goes to, after a long day. She really wants to do this, and this is something that she's super passionate about and something that she loves. She really loves the opportunity to work towards something great with a lot of like-minded individuals. A lot of her volunteers also have the same goal, and at the end of the day, it's to change a girl's life. And with volunteering for Days for Girls, you definitely do that. Wendy has shed some light on some special event planning things as well. She said that it's imperative to really look at past events and see where you can improve and see where you can really take those events to the next level. No event is perfect by any means, but every chance you have to improve, you should take advantage of that for sure. And that was some really good advice that she offered me because at the end of the day, you can do so many events, but if you're not learning from each one, then kind of what's the point if you're not going to improve? Because no event is perfect and no event has ever been put on in like a perfect way with no flaws. So it's really important to look back at what you did and see what went wrong and see what really went well. And then you can focus on including what went well and maybe changing up the ways that you did things prior so you can avoid less flaws. Wendy's biggest advice that she offered me was to keep it simple. And she really stressed this because she's been to some conferences, which is another big thing that Days for Girls puts on. They do conferences to just talk about new policies or talk about new things that they want to do, maybe um, talk about how the kits are kind of changing a little bit and how like the pads are changing and new ways that you need to sew or stuff like that. So with those conferences, 750 people could show up. And sometimes it gets really complicated, but the biggest tip that she said was to keep it simple. A lot of these conferences have a strict schedule to follow. So to make like lunch simple and maybe do a buffet because it takes less time and maybe have two tables instead of one so more people can get their food and talk. She said that just little things like that help make things run more smoothly are super important and oftentimes those get overlooked. And lastly, she just said that some events are meant to be fun and crazy and over the top, but if you really sit down with your client and talk to them about what this event's main purpose is, and you kind of can get an idea if that's going to be a fun, crazy, over the top event, or if it's going to be something more professional and kind of people are there for a purpose, and the purpose is usually not just to have fun. So creating a space that flows and makes sense is the best thing that you could do for a Days Girls conference. Besides conferences, Days for Girls' main special event are their distribution trips. A few times a year, a group of volunteers will travel to an appointed country or countries to hand out Days for Girls kits, which include everything you need to take care of your period. So in these kits, you will get different pads, you'll get some sanitizer, you'll get liners, a carrying pouch, washcloths, some extra underwear. And on these trips, this is what they hand out. So the volunteers are given a schedule. So this is more than something that's super fun. It's more of something educational and something that's really rewarding to the volunteers, because for a lot of them, they work on these kits for a while, and it's so rewarding to see their final product really make a difference. So the trip's whole purpose is to hand out these kits and educate women in need, but there's more that goes into that behind the scenes. It sounds really simple, especially since this isn't a fun trip. A lot of people think there's not a lot of planning because you don't need to plan excursions, and different sightseeing activities, but there's a lot that goes into this trip. People need to figure out the best time of year to go. They need to figure out, the best way to get the women to and from where they should stay, what they should eat, how much time they should spend in each town. So the desired outcome of these trips is to really reward the women for their hard work that they put into this organization with such an amazing experience as distributing the kit to real people in need. Wendy said that nothing beats seeing all of your hard work change someone's life right before your eyes. And to a lot of the women who come out of these trips, they are super excited to get back to work, and they want to become more involved, because after they see the amazing things that Days for Girls are doing, they're just more inspired and they really want to do something extraordinary. I hope you are left wanting to know more about Days for Girls after this presentation. Their website is daysforgirls.org, and they have so many different blog posts with a lot of people's just stories, whether the stories of volunteers or people that went to the distribution trips, the educators, or even some of the people that they've helped. They have just a lot of different posts on their social media and resources and places to donate and ways to get involved. And their website explains everything from their mission statement to why they started this company or this nonprofit, and like why they wanted to help with period poverty. If you feel so inclined to join the Flagstaff team, I know Wendy would be thrilled, so feel free to contact her at Wendy Wetzel, wendy.wetzel@nau.edu, and she can help you get involved and give you more information. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you check out Days for Girls. They're an amazing company, and Wendy is also amazing. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at amp997@nau.edu. Thank you.